Hello dear students, welcome to one more class of the maths verse. So in today's class we will be discussing about simple interest. So today's class will cover the different terms related to simple interest, the concept of simple interest and the related formula. And later on the subsequent videos I will be sharing few sums which we are going to solve together. Okay, so let's get started. So simple interest. Now what is simple interest? Now many of you must be knowing that your parents don't keep all the money with themselves, whatever they earn. What do? They keep it in the bank because it's not safe to keep so much of cash at home, right? So they keep it in the bank. Now when they deposit some amount in the bank, that is known as the principal or the sum. Say suppose 1 lakh of rupees. They keep it in the bank every month, which is called the principal. So whatever money we are keeping in the bank is called the principal. Similarly, suppose I am going to build a house. I need 20 lakh rupees. I don't have 20 lakh rupees with me right now. So what do? I borrow the money from the bank or any financial institution. In that case, that 20 lakh becomes the principal for the bank because bank is giving that money to me, right? So principal is the first and foremost term related to this chapter. Now with the money that, suppose let us take a single scenario in which we are depositing our money in the bank. So when I deposit 1 lakh money in the bank, what does bank do? Bank uses that money to earn more money. So there are things like stocks, mutual funds, which you may have heard from your parents and you will be knowing more about it as you grow up. So bank starts earning money, or bank also gives loan to other people and earns more money out of that 1 lakh. So when it is earning some money, it should give some amount of that income or that earning to the person whose money the bank is using, right? So that share of bank's profit, the share of bank's profit comes to us in the form of simple interest. So bank, we deposit our money in the bank, which is the principal, and in return bank gives us some extra money, which is the interest. Now interest is of two types, simple interest and compound interest. Compound interest is a chapter which I will be covering in subsequent classes, and you're going to learn about it in grade 8 and in grade 9. Right now we will be more concerned about simple interest. Okay, now when you go to the bank, if any one of you have gone to the bank, you will see that there are interest percents given. The time is given and the interest percent is given on a display board in the bank. If you keep the money for 3 months, if you keep it for 6 months, or for senior citizens it is little more. So there is a certain calculation beyond the profit that bank will share with us. Bank will not give any random money to me because I am giving the bank 1 lakh rupees. So there is a certain calculation behind it. So that calculation depends on the rate of interest, which is expressed in terms of percentage, and it is called percentage per annum. Annum means year. So rate is the extra profit that bank is sharing with me. How? It is expressed in percentage per annum. That means if suppose the percentage is 3%, what does that mean? Now all of you know that percentage means out of 100, right? So it implicates that if 100 rupees is my principal, if I suppose deposit 100 rupees in the bank for 1 year, because it is per annum, for 1 year, bank gives me a profit share of 3 rupees. That means, I'll repeat myself, if I deposit 100 rupees in the bank for a single year, bank gives me an interest of 3 rupees. Okay, that is about rate percent per annum. So we now covered 3 things: principal or sum, interest. Now we will be discussing simple interest, rate percent, time period. Now time period is very easy. It is the time duration for which you're keeping the money in the bank. It can be 1 year, 2 year, few months, anything. 5 years, 10 years, anything. But it is always expressed in years. Okay? And the last one is amount. Now what is amount? Very simple. Amount is the total sum of money. That means it is the principal plus the interest that you get at the end of the tenure. That is, at the end of the time period for which you have kept the money in the bank or deposited the money in the bank. Okay, so these are the different terms that are related to simple interest. Now with this we have covered one formula, that is amount is equal to principal plus interest, right? So amount is equal to principal plus interest. That is the first formula. Now what is the second formula? Let's just try to understand what is the second formula. So for that, what should we do? Let us try to imply unitary method into it. So I will just rub this part. So I said that rate of interest R% means rupees R is equal to the interest when principal is equal to 100 rupees and time is equal to 1 year, right? But the principal is not 100 rupees always. Let us suppose the principal is P. So when principal is equal to, say, small letter p, right? What will be the interest? This is unitary method. So when p is equal to 100, interest is r. Now if p is equal to 1 rupees, interest will be r by 100. Now when p is equal to small letter p, it will be r by 100 into small p. This is unitary method. So you get the formula rp by 100. But when the time is 1 year. Now time is never 1 year. It will be 2 years, 3 years, a few months. So if when t is equal to t years, what will be the interest be? It will be rp by 100 is for 1 year. So for t years it will be into t. That is equal to rp t by 100. So as per your formula, we will write it as p. We can also write it as pr t by 100. So this is the other formula. Okay. Now from when we know interest is equal to PRT by 100, When you know P, R, T, you can find I. If you know P, R and I, you will be able to find T using the same formula. You don't need to memorize the different formulas for T, R and P. One formula is sufficient. The second formula that we had learned is A is equal to P plus I. That means I is also equal to A minus P. So if you know the amount, if you know the principal, but you don't know the interest, you can find the interest, right? And if you know the amount, the principal, the rate and the time, you can use both the formulas. You can find the interest from the amount and the principal and then put that value in this formula where you know P and T. You can easily find out, right? So we will be using these two formulas to solve the various sums in the next video.